In 2005, in a small coastal town called Aquaville in Australia, the Anderson family embarked on a weekend getaway to a secluded beach known for its crystal-clear waters and sandy shores. The Andersons, consisting of parents John and Lisa, and their two children, 12-year-old Michael and 8-year-old Emily, were excited for a day of fun and relaxation by the sea. The day began like any other perfect family beach outing. The sun shone and the ocean breeze carried the scent of salt and adventure. The Andersons set up their beach chairs, umbrellas, and picnic spread, ready to enjoy a memorable day together. Unknown to them, the waters they were about to plunge into were a feeding ground for a pack of aggressive bull sharks. Bull sharks, infamous for their territorial nature and swift attacks, had been spotted in the area multiple times. Still, the family was unaware of the lurking danger beneath the surface. As Michael and Emily frolicked in the shallows, their laughter echoed along the shoreline. John and Lisa kept a watchful eye on their children, feeling reassured by the gentle waves that seemed to embrace them in their safe haven. But suddenly everything changed. A massive shadow emerged beneath Michael, and before anyone could react, a pack of bull sharks swarmed around him. Panic filled the air as John and Lisa screamed for their son to get out of the water. The sharks, sensing vulnerability, attacked with ruthless precision. With adrenaline pumping through his veins, Michael fought against the sharks, thrashing and kicking with all his might. But the more he struggled, the more agitated the sharks became, closing in on their prey. John and Lisa, fear-stricken and powerless, desperately looked for a way to save their son. They grabbed whatever they could find on the beach, flinging objects toward the sharks in a desperate attempt to distract them. But the predators were relentless, their razor-sharp teeth glinting in the sunlight. Michael's strength waned with each passing second, and he began to lose hope. He felt the sharks tearing at his legs, a searing pain shooting through his body. His cries for help were silenced by the waves crashing around him. In a desperate move, John ran into the water, ready to fight off the sharks with his bare hands. He screamed at the top of his lungs, praying for a miracle. Lisa held Emily close, shielding her from the horror unfolding before them. But when it seemed like all hope was lost, a brave figure emerged from the crowd of onlookers. A young lifeguard named Jake, trained in emergency water rescues, plunged into the surf, armed with a surfboard and a determination to save Michael. Jake skillfully maneuvered his way through the crashing waves, carefully timing his movements to avoid attracting the attention of the sharks. With a swift motion, he reached Michael and pulled him onto the surfboard. The sharks pursued them as they paddled towards the shore, their dark shadows lurking beneath the surface. Michael's body trembled with pain and fear, but Jake reassured him, promising to get him out of danger. With Michael on the surfboard, Jake knew they had to paddle with all their strength to outmaneuver the relentless sharks. The predators circled them, their dark, ominous shadows appearing just below the surface. Every movement they made seemed to draw the sharks closer. Jake skillfully guided the surfboard, carefully timing each stroke to keep them moving forward without attracting the attention of the sharks. His heart pounded in his chest, but he refused to let fear overtake him. He had been trained for this moment and was determined to get Michael safely to shore. The water around them churned with the force of the sharks' movements. Jake could feel the predators closing in, their powerful tails propelling them toward their prey. He shouted to the onlookers on the shore, instructing them to form a barrier with anything they could find to keep the sharks at bay. As they paddled, the sharks made their first attack. One of them lunged towards the surfboard, its jaws snapping shut just inches away from Michael's legs. Jake swung the surfboard, hitting the shark on its snout, and it veered away with a furious thrash. But the other sharks were undeterred. They circled closer, their cold, dead eyes fixed on their prey. With each passing moment, the sharks grew bolder, inching closer to the surfboard. Jake knew they had to keep moving, or they would be sitting ducks. He urged Michael to keep his arms and legs out of the water, hoping that would make them less enticing to the sharks. Michael clung to the surfboard, his knuckles white with fear, as he tried to suppress his cries of pain from his injured legs. John and Lisa, overwhelmed with relief, continued to throw objects toward the sharks, creating a makeshift barrier. With the help of other beachgoers, they formed a protective circle around Jake and Michael, deterring the sharks from making another attack. Finally, after an eternity, they reached the shallower waters near the shore. Jake and the others carried Michael to safety, where paramedics and first responders were waiting. After the harrowing ordeal, Michael was rushed to the hospital for immediate medical attention. Though he survived the attack, the physical and emotional scars would remain with him for a lifetime. The family's vacation turned into a nightmare, forever changing their perspective on the ocean's beauty and danger. After the harrowing experience, Michael and his family were forever grateful to Jake for his heroic actions. The incident was a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in the ocean and the bravery and selflessness of those who risk their lives to protect others. For Jake, the rescue was a defining moment in his lifeguarding career. He had faced the ferocity of nature and stared death in the face, yet he had emerged victorious. The experience made him even more determined to continue his mission of saving lives and keeping others safe from the perils of the sea. The small coastal town of Aquaville remained a picturesque destination for many. Still, the Andersons' story served as a reminder that even in paradise, danger could lurk below the surface. The incident sparked a renewed commitment to beach safety and shark awareness in the community. In the summer of 2002, 3 college friends, Liam Johnson, Harris Mitchell, and Samantha Davis, set out to make the most of their vacation on the coast of New Smyrna Beach, Florida. They were known for their shared wanderlust and love for pushing boundaries in pursuit of adventure. The beach was bustling with surfers, sunbathers, and volleyball players, but the trio sought a more thrilling experience. New Smyrna Beach was infamous for shark attacks, and Liam had challenged the group to spend 2 nights on a small yacht a few kilometers off the coast. Samantha was initially reluctant, but they finally set sail on their daring escapade. The water was calm and serene on the first night, illuminated by the moonlight. The friends enjoyed a delightful barbecue on the yacht, savoring steak and beef ribs brought by Samantha. As they shared stories and laughter, they were unaware that their actions were attracting a creature lurking beneath the water. Great white sharks were prevalent in the area, drawn by the scent of the meat from miles away. Unbeknownst to the trio, they had become potential prey. They continued their playful antics, throwing pieces of meat at each other, occasionally falling into the water in good fun. As night turned to day, the friends decided to make the most of their last few hours on the yacht. Harris, feeling hungry, asked if there was any steak left. Liam playfully threw a steak at him, but Harris lost his balance and fell into the water. In a split second, tragedy struck. A great white shark, attracted by the scent of the meat, emerged from the depths of the water with lightning speed. Its massive jaws clamped down on Harris's thigh, pulling him underwater with incredible force. The water turned crimson as Harris's agonizing cries for help were muffled by the surrounding waves. The shock and panic were palpable as Liam and Samantha witnessed the horrifying scene. Samantha's heart pounded as she tried to process the moment's terror. Liam's mind raced, and instinct kicked in. Without a moment's hesitation, he lunged for the yacht's engine. He desperately tried to turn the boat towards the safety of the shore, but the great white shark was relentless, and the boat became its target. With a ferocious strike, the shark rammed into the boat's underbelly, causing it to wobble violently. Liam struggled to maintain his balance, fighting to stay on board. Samantha's frantic screams echoed as she watched Liam's desperate battle to keep the boat steady. With every thrash of its powerful tail, the shark circled the boat like a menacing predator. It seemed to be taunting Liam, relentlessly pursuing its prey with relentless determination. The boat rocked precariously as Liam tried to avoid the shark's threatening advances. In a heart-stopping moment, Liam lost his footing. He tumbled into the water, plunging into the same dangerous depths where Harris had met his tragic end. The cold ocean water engulfed him, and fear gripped his entire being. He knew he had to act fast if he hoped to survive the deadly encounter. With adrenaline coursing through his veins, Liam swam with all his might towards the boat, driven by sheer survival instinct. Samantha's eyes widened in terror as she saw her friend struggling in the water, trying to escape the clutches of the ravenous shark. As Liam fought against the relentless current, he could feel the shark's ominous presence closing in on him. Each stroke of his arms brought him closer to the boat's safety. Still, it also brought him closer to the razor-sharp teeth of the predator lurking beneath the surface. In a heart-pounding moment, Liam's outstretched hand finally grasped the boat's edge. He pulled himself up with all his strength, his heart pounding in his chest. Samantha reached out to him, her hands trembling with fear and desperation as she tried to pull him to safety. But the relentless shark was not done yet. With a final burst of energy, it lunged toward Liam, its jaws snapping shut around his torso. Liam's heart raced, and he let out a muffled scream as the razor-sharp teeth tore into his flesh. In a horrifying instant, he was dragged underwater, his body thrashing in the grip of the mighty predator. Samantha's eyes widened in terror as she watched helplessly, knowing Liam's fate was sealed. The water turned red as the great white shark ruthlessly claimed another victim, leaving Samantha devastated and alone on the boat. Samantha screamed in horror, trying to steer the boat back to safety. Liam desperately tried to swim around, but the shark closed in on him. In a single bite, the shark inflicted a fatal injury on Liam. Samantha could only watch helplessly as her friends were attacked by the vicious predator. As the shark disappeared into the ocean's depths, Samantha finally managed to steer the boat to the shore. She was devastated, the sole survivor of the terrifying ordeal. In the aftermath of the shark attack, Samantha struggled to come to terms with losing her friends. The experience profoundly impacted her life, and she could no longer find joy in the thrill-seeking adventures they once shared. The incident sent shockwaves through the community, and authorities were alerted about the potential danger lurking off the coast of New Smyrna Beach. Shark warning signs were posted, and beachgoers were urged to exercise caution while in the water. The story of Florida's deadliest shark attack will forever be etched in New Smyrna Beach's annals, serving as a cautionary tale of the untamed power of nature. Sunset Beach, a picturesque coastal town in Australia, basked under the warm sun on a summer day in 1995. Its golden sands and inviting waters attracted locals and tourists alike, making it the perfect spot for surfers and beachgoers. A group of adventurous friends, Alex, Sarah, Ben, and Emma, headed to Sunset Beach to make the most of their summer vacation. They were eager to catch some sound waves and enjoy the thrill of surfing. Little did they know that danger lurked beneath the serene waters, as Sunset Beach was known for occasional shark sightings. As they paddled into the water, excitement and laughter filled the air. The waves were perfect, and the group had the time of their lives. The warm sun bathed them in its golden glow, and they were lost in the moment's joy. Suddenly, their carefree laughter turned to terror. A dark shadow moved beneath the surface, heading straight toward Sarah. Before she could react, a great white shark struck, biting her leg and pulling her underwater. Her screams echoed through the waves as panic set in. The shark's aggression intensified as they reached the shallower waters near the shore. It circled closer, its cold black eyes fixated on its wounded prey. With its jaws wide open, rows of sharp serrated teeth were visible, ready to strike again. Emma's heart pounded in her chest as fear gripped her. She knew they were running out of time, and the shark showed no signs of backing down. With adrenaline coursing through her veins, she summoned every ounce of courage and strength. In a desperate move, Emma let go of Sarah's hand and grabbed a piece of driftwood floating nearby. She swung it wildly in the water, trying to fend off the shark. Her heart sank as she saw the predator coming closer, undeterred by her efforts. Meanwhile, Alex and Ben formed a human shield around Sarah, doing their best to keep the shark at bay. They shouted and splashed, trying to scare it away, but the shark relentlessly pursued. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, a sudden wave of courage washed over Alex. He remembered seeing a documentary about shark encounters, and an idea struck him. He recalled that sharks often avoided attacking in shallow waters, where they risked getting beached. With this newfound knowledge, Alex shouted to his friends, "Get her as close to the shore as possible. It might not come this far." His voice trembled with both fear and determination. With renewed determination, the group paddled furiously, using every last ounce of their energy to reach the safety of the shore. The shark sensed its prey slipping away and swam frantically, but it was hindered by the shallow waters. The waves became rougher as they approached the shore, threatening to knock them off their surfboards. But the adrenaline-driven determination pushed them forward, closer to the sanctuary of the land. In a stroke of luck, a large wave surged from behind, pushing their boards forward with unexpected force. It carried them swiftly towards the shore, mere feet away, desperately seeking safety. But the shark wasn't ready to give up just yet. With a final burst of energy, it lunged toward Sarah, its jaws snapping shut just inches from her feet. The terror in Sarah's eyes was mirrored by her friends, who knew they were not out of danger yet. Emma screamed, "Kick! Kick with all your strength!" Her words were a mix of encouragement and desperation. Sarah kicked her feet with every energy left, propelling her board forward. The shark's enormous body brushed against Sarah's board, creating a chilling sensation. But it wasn't enough to knock her off balance. She was inches from the shore, and safety was within reach. With a final push, Alex, Ben, and Emma managed to pull Sarah onto the sandy beach. They collapsed in exhaustion, gasping for breath. The adrenaline that had fueled them moments ago left them trembling and weak. The shark, frustrated and defeated, lingered in the deeper waters for a moment before finally retreating into the ocean. Its sinister presence still loomed in the back of their minds, a constant reminder of the terrifying ordeal they had just survived. As they lay on the shore, surrounded by the concerned onlookers who had rushed to their aid, the reality of what had just happened sank in. They had faced death and came out alive, but the experience had left them forever changed. Their mission was accomplished, but the ordeal left its mark on them. Sarah was rushed to the hospital for urgent medical attention. Her leg was severely injured. The fear of the incident lingered in their minds as they came to terms with the near tragedy they faced. In the following days, the friends found solace in each other's support. Sarah recovered physically but struggled emotionally, haunted by the memory of the shark attack. The incident strengthened their bond but left them wary of the ocean's depths. Their friendship bond grew stronger as they supported each other through the emotional aftermath. They sought solace in the comfort of one another, knowing that they had faced death together and emerged victorious. They may have survived the encounter with the great white shark, but the memory of that day will forever linger in their minds. Sunset Beach remained beautiful, but its allure was now mixed with a sense of caution. The friends continued to surf, but never forgot the danger lurking beneath the waves. The fateful encounter with the great white shark forever changed their lives.